Hopefully. All right, fellas. Good evening to everybody. This is the first Because I Feel Like It pod show of 2025. I got my guy Dorsey. I got my guy Marv. We here to preview the Eagles in the playoffs and talk some other playoff news that's going on. But we just want to reach out to you guys and say we here, man. Y'all introduce yourselves.
Hey, you know what it is, Dorsey. How you doing, everybody?
Good evening. I'm Swerve, the Black Jason Kelsey, the man, the myth, and we here to talk. What's going on, everybody?
All is well, man. Happy New Year to the brothers. I know we talk in the chat and we say our hellos and check in from time to time, but officially, Merry New Year to you all. Merry New Year to you all.
Good brother. Thank you, good brother.
Yeah, everybody except the Giants, the Commanders, and the Cowboys.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep it real on.
keep it all the way funky. There you go.
Yes, sir, man. So obviously the Eagles, man, they got a 4:30 appointment with the Green Bay Packers on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What are y'all's initial feelings about that?
I'll be quick and quick brief, as they say. I'm feeling really good about everything. I'm glad to see everyone is healthy, that we're clicking on all cylinders, that any questions that we had, from week 1 to week 18 have been answered. We know who we are. We know our identity. And now it's just a matter of just going out there, like you said, at 4:30 and doing our job, taking care of business.
Yeah, man. How you feel? How you feel, Marv?
You know how y'all been in church and the pastor be like, Saints, I ain't gonna be before y'all too long. And then take like 5 hours to deliver the message.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. Nah, like you said, you know how I feel. I feel like the better team should win on Sunday. Like you said, we have an identity. 2-6 is the man. Let's feed 2-6 and wear him down like we used to. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So I'm hoping, Jalen's back. He plays, and if he plays, he performs. But I think unless the Packers, like we talked about last night, unless the Packers literally put 9 men in a box and say we're making you beat us, Jalen Hurts. I want Saquon to get. That's bad business too. Like they have to pick their poison. They have to pick
Jair Alexander. That's nasty work.
It is nasty work. So that's what I'm saying. So either way the Packers try to play it defensively, I think the Eagles can win. So I'm expecting. What do they consider a blowout? And like, what did I say? Black by 10. I would be surprised if the Eagles don't win by more than 10 on Sunday. Like, not saying that, I just the way things line up. No Watkins for those guys. No Alexander. They're missing key players, and they're banged up. Love's banged up too.
Right.
So it's like, I expect the Eagles to go out and be the Eagles. And if if the Eagles play how they are capable of playing, it should be a close game early, but the Eagles should pull away.
Yeah, man. I feel as though I talk to y'all about it the same way. I think that just do what you got to do. You got into 14 wins pretty much the same way. You fill out your opponent, you see what they doing, and then it's a slow death. Beat them up physically. You let Saquon feel his way around in the first couple of minutes, first quarter or so of the game, and then boom, third quarter come. The line done lean on you. short passing game, the AJ and Devontae, and now we got a healthy lock on wood. He stays healthy. Goddard, you know what I'm saying? You got him back. You know Calcaterra can do. You know what Calcaterra can do, even though he's not great at blocking. You know what he can do.
Yeah.
When you mix all of that together, man, I don't see the Packers winning this game.
No,
I don't. Are they a decent team? Yes. I'm not going to sit here and be like, they garbage and Jordan Love didn't do this. Look, we saw what that man did in Dallas.
Yeah.
This time last year. Yeah. He is not bad. But what you cannot do is allow these guys to get any momentum. You know what I'm saying? You can't let them get any juice that you try to win. Yeah. Don't give them no confidence, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most important thing. But as long as they play, the small things that matter the most. Tackling, keeping your head during the game, no personal fouls. You understand that 1 or 2 plays can send you home. There is no next week in the playoffs, man, where we'll work on this next week. It ain't none of that. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Apollo Creed said it best. There is no tomorrow. This is what it is. You either gonna come out today or that's it. And
absolutely,
I don't think anybody's really, I'm not gonna say not worried about them. They're a quality opponent. You can look, top to bottom, the roster. But like Swerve said, the better team. We have a better team. We beat them the first time. I watched that game at least 3 times this week. We are not that team. We are not that team in any way, shape, or form. And that's what I love is that on the defensive side, this is going to sound messed up, but 1, no Avonte Maddox. That was a huge difference in that game. 2, now Gardner Johnson knows where he's supposed to be at on the field, where last game he was playing center when he should have been over to the field or playing the boundary. It was like he was all over the place. Now he and Reed know where they need to be on the field. Cooper's got the slot. Quignon's doing what he does. Slay is looking strong again. And the front line without BG has still looked, very, very well. And I think all the questions that were out there about the linebacking core have been answered. All the questions about the what was going to happen with Saquon have been answered because, like you said, Black, run the ball, slow death. Take it how you want to take it. We lead the league, in minutes per game. I think at like 33 or something like that. You got to go about it that way. Go about your business that way. And I think on the defensive side, defense wins championships. I think our defense is going to be what shuts it down early, and then our offense really averaging like 20-something a game. So we'll be good to go.
Yes, sir. It's just the only 2 things, and I'll let you guys go after this. The only 2 things I think about is Braden Mann punting. really 2 things now.
I know where you go.
Braden Mann kicking off. And Jake Elliott, anything that's higher than 25 yards, man, as a field goal. Like those are my only 2. Like, please do whatever please. I hope during this bye week you took. It's pretty much you had a bye week on this last game.
Yeah.
Hopefully you took practice and you did whatever you needed to do to get your special teams together.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, like I said, 3 points may be needed. You know what I'm saying? And not starting, letting the other team start at the 40 matters. You know what I'm saying? It matters so much. Field position in the playoffs matter. And they have a decent running back.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't need to go too far if you're going to give them 40. Starting at the 40, they don't need to go far.
And they have a kicker. McManus ain't no scrub-a-dub. Like, he hit one from 55 the other day. So he can get it done. But like I said, Not too worried about that game. There's some other games I have some interest in. On Saturday, looking forward to those games. But as far as the Eagles, we could sit and break that down all day if you guys would like. But I just think ultimately, player for player, position for position, they're not better than us at any one position. So it's like I like our chances.
Yes, sir.
I do too. I think the only edge offensively they may have is tight end because they have Musgraves and Kraft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So they have two really good tight ends. I mean, you got Dallas coming off an injury, and Calcaterra has played better than expected. But I think if we went quarterback, even if Jordan Love's banged up, Jalen's banged up, I personally, if I had my choice of the two, I would take Jalen. But that's me being a homer. So even if you call quarterback even the offensive line, the Eagles have the edge. Tight end, the Packers have the edge. Wide receiver, if you had to take every wide receiver that's playing in the room, playing on both teams, and you had to draft them, I think the Eagles have the first two guys that would go off the board. The Packers probably have the next three or four, but without Watkins, their big play guy, I think they figured you can play a little more shell. You can play two safeties and try to neutralize the run with the big fellas up front. Jordan Davis, if Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter play well, there's no need for Reed or CD to be anywhere near the box.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the wide receivers, I think the Eagles have more star power. The Packers have more depth. So you probably go slight edge to Philadelphia there. And then you have Saquon, who is the best running back in the league and arguably an MVP candidate, versus Jacobs, who's no slouch, but you have to give the edge to Saquon there. So offensively, I think the Eagles have a slight edge offensively, and then defensively, no Alexander. Did we get an update on Quay? Is Quay playing?
I ain't seen nothing. No.
We don't know. So
yeah, I think he's still playing, but yeah.
The Eagles are a little bit better defensively too.
Yeah.
So I just think the Packers have the edge in special teams. So as long as it's not a game that comes down to special teams play, I think the Eagles have a really good shot of winning it. Packers on Sunday. Like I say, 1 week at a time. Let's get this 4-game win streak started.
Yep.
Yeah, and I just the biggest thing that really stuck out to me, really Vic Fangio, man. You know what I'm saying? And what his impact is as an OG on that team. You know what I'm saying? These young guys, it doesn't matter if they're young or old, they follow this man. Whatever this man is preaching in that defensive defensive room, they're taking it to task and they're doing what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that was just Bryce Huff. I want to give him one more chance to say, okay, man, what are you going to bring to us? Because he's going to play. He's going to play some snaps.
Yeah, he has to.
Sunday. What are you going to bring to us, man? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to bring some. You got. I don't like counting people money, but you got to bring something, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to.
I think Huff, when I watch him the last couple of games, man, it seems it's two things that he does that just bother me from his time in New York compared to now. One, it's like he's changed up his stance. And I remember, the Dream Team, and you see Babin in that sprinter stance, and you saw Trent Cole in that sprinter stance. Right. That worked for them in a pass rushing sense. If you're not rushing the passer, do not get in that damn stance. And that was something that he kept doing the last couple games. I'm assuming before he got hurt, but since back, he's been setting the edge. I just think he hasn't found his footing. Like, unfortunately, he gives me Jannard Avery vibes. Like, he's not really You know what I mean? Like he hasn't figured
Yeah,
out
I remember
position.
him.
Yeah, so I'm like, I know. I don't think Fangio asked for him. That's what I'll say. I don't think that was somebody Fangio was like, yo,
Ooh.
give me him in free agency. I think he had him and he had to deal with it. But I look at him like a joker. I wouldn't even rush him off the edge. Like, let him loop around, let him blitz in, but we don't need to do that because we get the pressure. So you just gotta, I mean, you get what you get. Whatever he gives you, he gives you. That's how I look at him right now. And we easily could be, depending on the outcome of the season, even when we go out here and we win the Super Bowl, I could see him not being here next year. But I'm with you. Hopefully he can show us something to make him want to stay or make him have merit to stay.
Yeah, because I didn't even think about that. Like that part, I was like, did Vic want him?
No,
I
think
Yeah, I was like,
everybody
it
else.
was like it was like we Hassan Reddick caused the whole Hassan Reddick ordeal happen, and then they're like, "Well, we need a guy. Like,
Yeah.
what guy can
yeah,
we get?
they went and
Because
got
we know we're not dealing with Reddick." And you look at this kid who was an undrafted free agent who put up really decent numbers, and it's like,
Yeah.
right.
we get this guy for $50 million the next 3 years, and it looked like a bargain. Like he has the same production as Reddick, and we're going to get him for $7 million less per season, so it looked great. Like right, but
Right.
then I think what happened with Bryce is when I watch him in New York, he didn't think he played football.
Just went out and played ball.
He
Just
played
went
ball.
after it.
Yeah, he was just balling and
When you watch the same guy in Philly, it's like he's thinking and he's not playing. He before the injury, he was thinking everything, and he just everything that made him the guy that earned $50 million, he stopped doing because now he's thinking, and I think part of that is like in his head, he's like, "Oh, these dudes just gave me $50 million. I got to go out there and prove that I'm worth the $50 million." And
yeah.
then like he's playing in a new scheme, and
Yep.
it's just a whole everything a whole storm hitting him at one time. I think Bryce Huff is talented. I don't think Bryce Huff is an 11 and a half sack guy, no, but I
Yeah.
don't think Bryce Huff is a 2.5 sack guy either.
Yeah.
So I think there has to be like a medium ground where you figure out what he does best and you put him in position to be successful. That again falls on coaching. But to say that, I'm saying I don't think Vic was like Bryce Huff was on Vic's wish list. Like, oh,
Get
go
me
go out there and go out there and get me Bryce Huff. I don't think he said that. No,
no.
but
Mm,
you have him and he's making money, so you got to figure out a way to make him successful and part of the scheme,
yeah.
especially in the playoffs. Like, because if you can figure out a way to make um, Bryce Huff successful, then that's just another weapon you have at your disposal.
Yeah. And I think that's why they put him on IR so early in the season is that, okay, if your wrist is wide, you're not getting to the quarterback, you're not 100%, hey, have a seat. We got plenty of depth over here. Have a seat. And we
Right.
got these young boys that need to play, Nolan and Jay Licks, and they've been looking good. So it's like, go ahead, have a seat. That's fine. Perfectly fine. But now I want all the weapons. I don't want to come out there with just the bazooka. I want the ninja star. I want the AI. I want everything. I want everything.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, that he can bring something. But like Swerve said earlier, where we are on the defense is one of those things where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We can hit them with that shell, and make them play our game because we are still getting after the quarterback. Like that was the one thing I remember I take from the 2022 season that a lot of people were like, oh, Gannon cost us the game. I'm like, no, this is the same thing he's been doing all year. The issue, yeah, he's been doing this all year. Like you knew kind of what it was. He came out with that hybrid Fangio thing. Like he didn't like Fangio runs a very similar defense, but there wasn't going to be, a gashing of the play. There's not going to be this zip route that they ran, during the game because Fangio is going to see it and lock it up. That's the difference. Is that veteran who knows how to adjust. We didn't have that in 2022. Where now, when I see Vic, I'm like, nah, he knows what he's doing. Like we're going to be able to figure some of these things out that we couldn't in years past.
Right, and the big, like you said, the biggest thing, like again, with Vic is everybody that was running a Vic Fangio or supposedly running the Vic Fangio defense really wasn't running a Vic Fangio defense. Only Vic Fangio can run a Vic Fangio defense.
Straight facts.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things with that. A lot of these guys were running what they thought he was running.
Yes.
With different concepts, but he wasn't giving up the secret sauce to it. You know what I'm saying? It was a family recipe. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If the macaroni and cheese is made a certain way, your aunties and your mom ain't they're not giving up how they make that macaroni and cheese, man.
Right.
And so they did it. He was doing it his way. So that's why you haven't seen a lot of folks really be successful.
Yeah.
With his scheme.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's on that part. And we see that it's almost like there's not going to be another Fangio. People want to be a Belichick, and I'm not really comparing him. It's just, you have a lot of people saying, well, let's do it the Patriot way or the Belichick way. Well, only one person could be Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? Only one person can be Bill, and everybody that's tried to come out and be a disciple of Bill and try to do things like how Bill did it, you ain't Bill.
Epic fail. Like no one has, even the Weishes and the Romeo Cornells and the McDaniels and the Patricias, it's a ton of the O'Briens. Like there's something, like you said, he's not telling. And I love it when I see foul, and I can see it. Like I see it. My dad and I will watch the game together, and I'm just breaking it down, not just from a fan point, but I get excited when I see formations. Like, oh, I know what that is. Like that's the one. Like that's what we need. And then we get the stop or we get the pressure. Where with Gannon, it's a blitz because he's showing blitz. Like he's in this A gap, B gap. It's happening. Like it's happening. Where with us. It depends. He may run and he may back out, or he's gonna fill, then someone else scrapes like that. There's a difference, but that shell is still the shell. It ain't changing. It's here. Like we're not moving. So if you think to Gardner Johnson interceptions and Reed's interceptions, they're literally in the same exact place. So like Reed's interceptions. He's diving down, right down the hash, interception. With Gardner Johnson, it's either something deep middle or deep to the sideline. That's where he's getting all his picks or just in between those two spots. And I'm like, that's because they know their job and they're not going outside of that. So I love it. And I'm excited about that, is seeing what we can do with a competent defensive scheme. Because even last year when we got murdered by Tampa Bay, that had a lot to do with the defense as much as it had to do with the offense. Like we couldn't stop anything and they couldn't move the ball at all. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of this with AJ and Calcaterra and Goddard and Saquon and Smitty and Dotson. Like all these things are just like, all right, pick your poison. Right. It may not be an AJ game just because Jair is out. It could be a goddamn Smitty game. It could be, a Goddard. They all ate in that first game. So I'm looking forward to all of it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And one thing, I think because I think Nixon on the Packers has gotten better as the year is going.
He's always been good. Yeah, he's always been better.
So I think if you got Quay plays.
Yeah, Quay's playing. I looked it up. He was in practice the other day, so he's playing.
Okay, well then you test him.
Oh,
test him.
You gotta stop this run. You gonna get a heavy dose of this 2-6, and you gotta stop this run.
We pulling everybody his way.
Everybody,
everybody run his way.
Look, I was a little mad they put Azuma on IR because I like that one play they got with him leading the way, but. I mean, I guess they got something else in mind for the playoffs.
Yeah. I just, I mean, I really believe I it would be a shock to me to see the Eagles lose this game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no, like I said, there's no disrespect to the Packers. It's really not. But
They're the seventh seed for a reason.
They went in and smacked them. They went in and smacked them dudes last year.
Yeah.
And Love played an amazing game. So, like you said, it's not any disrespect towards them because they are a young, talented team. And LaFleur, that's his name, right? LaFleur is a brilliant offensive mind. He's like Shanahan light. He reminds me of like a Shanahan light. And they're talented. And you got Jacobs, and you have that young wide receiver core, and you have really, really good players on that team. But after the bye, I just watched a team in Philly that they're just dogs. Like you got the best you have, and I'm not saying this because he plays for the Eagles, but you have the best defensive player in the NFL anchoring your line, right? In Carter.
Yep.
You have the best running. You have the defensive player of the year, which was you have the defensive player of the year in Braun back there at linebacker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the defensive rookie of the year at corner. So, I mean, defensively, they've turned the corner. And like we said, like I'm touching. I said if they gave us a top 15 defense, this team should make the Super Bowl with that offense.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave us one. So, defensively, I believe they're really good. Offensively, they're really good. They play complementary football, like Black said. They play complementary football. They just got to take care of the small things. What'd you say last night, Black? Take care of the small things.
Yep, take care of the small things. Take care of the small things, the big things, and take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and that is the most important thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? It's to keep it simple.
Yeah.
You know what your makeup is at this point? Like I was saying it last night, for 4 years, I knew what they were when they made Jalen the starter. You know what I'm saying? Allow him to grow.
Yeah.
While complimenting him and letting him do the things that are his strengths. Along with you have for the last 5 years, you can go back longer than that. But for this last 4 to 5 years, the Eagles have had the best offensive line in the NFL. And it's not really close. Mm-hmm. Even though you could talk about
make it close.
You could talk about Detroit or whatever, but Detroit ain't been together for 5 years.
And a lot of their players are overranked and overrated. If we being honest, they want them to be something that they're not, but film don't lie.
Yeah, the Eagles have the best offensive line in the league. They are the identity. They are the identity of the team.
Yeah.
And when I heard when we heard, obviously through the media, social media, whatever the case may be, that Jordan Mailata and Lane went to Nick and said, "Get behind us, and we'll take care of you." Because they block for Jalen. They know what Jalen can do and what he can't do.
Mm-hmm.
They know it. And they sat behind Kelsey, who in turn taught Juergens. Mm-hmm. So they know those 5 guys are going to know your quarterback more than anybody else.
Well, I read. This is what I read. I read that it's a group chat between the starting 5 linemen and Saquon Barkley. And Saquon asked them every week, what plays do you guys feel give you the best opportunity to be at your best for me? And they take those plays and they take them to Kellen and Nick. And I think that's been a big part of why the run game has been booming, because they get the input from the Hogs, the big fellas up front. Like this team for the last, like you said, 5, but you got to think it's been longer than that. This team has been built in the trenches since
Stout been there.
Yeah, since Stout been there. both ways. You figure you went from Hank Fraley to Jamal to Jason Kelsey to Jurgens. Like Lane, you've had Lane, you had Jason Peters. You went from Jason Peters, Mailata. You had the Runyons even back in the McNabb days. You had the Runyon and Jason Peters. Then you got Lane,
Big
and
Trey Thomas.
You got Mailata, and you know what I'm saying. So it's been the team. Like I remember. What was the big fella, Sean Andrews? Everybody was mad when he drafted Sean Andrews, but I know he was a nutcase. But when he was on the field, that's a bad man.
Yeah.
Then they went and got what's my man that had the anxiety from Houston? They went and paid Brooks, like
Brandon Brooks, Siamalu,
Siamalu, Herman's. Like they find these guys, and it's not always the sexy pick, or it's not always the sexy signing, but it's the right signing because the game is won in the mud and in the trenches. And if you tell me that a game comes down to the trenches, I'm taking the team that plays at the link 10 times out of 10 if you tell me the game's going to be won with the big fellas up front on either side of the ball. Just like I believe tonight's game, I believe the Penn State Notre Dame game. It ain't about the receivers. Two things are going to determine that game: the trenches and the quarterbacks. Whatever quarterback doesn't make a mistake, and whatever big fellas, what they used to call whatever hog mollies play better, that team is going to win. And that's just what it is. I don't believe there's a unit. I don't believe there's a defensive unit that can stand up to what the Eagles bring in the trenches. I don't believe there's a defensive line or a front seven that can take that punishment for 4 quarters.
I agree, and it's just I believe they are just a dominant team, man. Like they will beat you up. I know we've talked about it at least 10 to 15 times already. That drive in Pittsburgh, when they played Pittsburgh, I swore that drive lasted an hour. They got the ball, and it was literally they got the ball with like 11 minutes to go. And they held the ball for 10 minutes. And I swear, when they got it, it felt like I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Woke up.
And they still had the ball.
And I promise, I kid you not, I went and reheated my Chipotle. Sat down, ate half my burrito bowl, and they still had the ball. I finished the burrito bowl.
Was impressive.
And got a juice, and they still had the ball. They had that ball in real time. I know in game time it's like 10 minutes, but in real time, like us,
it was like 30-something minutes.
They had that ball for a half.
Yeah, it was like 30-something minutes. It was like 30-something minutes.
People don't think about that. Mm-hmm. When you go on a run, when you go on a drive like that in real time, like us sitting at home, it was 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. That drive was a quarter of the game.
You know how depressing that has to be. Just looking at the state of where I don't want to spend too much time on the Steelers. That was the beginning of the Steelers falling apart.
Yeah.
Was that fourth quarter. They haven't been right since.
10 more minutes.
They wore them out. And I like Mike T. That's my anything Mike T is on, but he looked so defeated. And if you look at him now, from that game to now, he don't look the same.
Mm-mm.
He don't. Like he lost something between those, because he don't look. The team don't look the same. He don't look the same. Like, look, they took
them dudes held the ball from 5:45 to 6:15.
Yeah.
Like from whatever. The game started at 4:30. That was the game of the week. So they held the ball from 6:28 to 7:00. Like,
yeah, man. Like literally, the American, you know, the promo show on NBC came on, and they still had the ball.
yeah, that was a. I've never seen nothing like that from an Eagles team. I've seen it happen against us.
Yeah,
Right.
But I ain't never, like I said when we talked about it, I ain't never seen us do it, and it gives me hope. I don't have a lot of hope because we Eagles fans, but I'm not speaking like that right now. I'm saying
Right.
I have hope. This team gives me hope. This is the most talented Eagles team
I've ever seen.
I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not close.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
close. Like people want to compare. Well, what about the 2017 team, or what about the team? Look, dude. This team from inside out is the best Eagles team they've had since I've been alive.
Yeah.
Me too.
You know what I mean? We have a lot of memories of adult, Shady, D-Jack, and we talked about that later. D-Jack, and going back to Randall,
Randall, Jerome Brown, Clyde Simmons,
right,
Reggie White. That team was amazing defensively, but they couldn't put 10 points on the board.
Yeah, like this team here
Keep
had
Myers.
this team. They're going to win it. They're going to win a championship.
Yeah, I believe if this team stays together, it's no doubt in my mind.
They're people say, well, you get back there next year. No, look. This team, the way it's set up with the personnel on the field and how together they are, the GM, the coaching staff. Hopefully, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen. With Kellen Moore, he may get a job. You don't know. With Vic Fangio, he ain't looking to go nowhere. He already said that already this week. With this team, the way it's set up right now, man, I don't see this. I think we are in the best, even with the 2017 Super Bowl. This is the best era of Eagles football I've ever experienced.
Mm.
And why? And that's what I understand. We'll look at the other things as well. This is why I understand why some people, and I'm not going to attack our whole fan base because it's not our whole fan base that does that. But they are a part of our fan base is very scary. We can't use cuss words really on these platforms, Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, because of the current climate that is going to go into. But part of our fan base is kind of scared. They've been that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they fear because of they don't like the quarterback, the color of his skin or how he looks, or they're just scared because they're so used. I think a part of it is that people are used to being so miserable too. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, just be happy. Be happy you aren't the Giants. Watch the best football player they had in the last 20 years of the league and go up 95. Be grateful you haven't had to sit in the toilet that's in DC. Be thankful that your owner, you don't have an owner that's Jerry Jones, who he doesn't understand.
Delusional.
Yeah, he's delusional, man. And I love our
He just started a team.
I love our elderly.
What I've been saying for
I don't
years.
want our elderly to feel like we're just disparaging them or whatever the case may be, but Jerry needs to just be a grandpa. But be thankful and be thankful of that. Be thankful you're not the Jets. Be thankful you're not the Jaguars.
The Raiders.
Yeah. Understand you could be any of those fans of those teams. Be grateful that you have something to look forward to
every year.
Every year. And you want to whine to me about, I don't know if Jalen's going to play or he's going to play. What if they do this? leave that alone, man. Be grateful for what you have. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? Because think about this. A lot of our elderly Eagles fans past not ever even seeing a Super Bowl.
Not seen the Super Bowl.
Not seeing them. They seen them in the Super Bowl,
but not win one. Yeah,
but not win one.
But you know, and I said this, I think 2 years ago, when we 2 years ago, when I was like, you know what's wild is that as an Eagles fan, I wake up and I feel like no matter who's the team across from us,
they can beat
we're gonna go out, we're gonna win the game this Sunday. Like we're gonna win the game this Sunday. And you know what? It feels crazy as an Eagles fan, like to wake up and be like, yo, oh, we playing the Packers on Sunday. No disrespect to the Packers, but I feel like we're gonna go out there and win. And love or hate Nick, that's what he's brought to this franchise the last 3 seasons. Like, it's just like, I think after like week 5 in 2022, I'm like, yo, like, bruh, like, I think it was Jacksonville. They might have played Jacksonville and they got down like 17 or they got down early. 17 early. Yeah. They got down early. And then, like, it was no panic. Everybody on the sideline just chill. They're like, all right, y'all ready? They just looked at each other like, y'all ready? Like, and from that moment on, I'm just like, bro, like, every Sunday. I'm like, I have a chance. We have a chance. No matter who they line up across from you, you have a chance to win. Like, and it's just like I argue with the fans. I argue with more Eagles fans because I'm like, bro, y'all got to stop acting like y'all got got 7 rings in that trophy case. Like, we got one, and I'm grateful for it. But that one has turned these people, like, they believe it's microwave, instant success. Like, no, that we caught lightning in a bottle because that 2017 team was probably like the 4th best team in the playoffs, if we're being honest. Once Winston went down, talent-wise, that team was probably the 4th best team in the playoffs that year. Yeah. Things just fell into place, and I'm grateful that things fell into place. But even in a Super Bowl, Jenkins puts hit on old buddy Crooks. That could have been helmet to helmet. A lot of things fell into place in 2017, and I'm grateful. Am I grateful for it? Yes, but we can't like walk around like, oh, it's this. No, we're still the Eagles. Like, right. and I remember the Rich Kotite, the Ray Rose. We showing our age. The Rich Kotite, the Ray Rose era, you know.
Yeah.
Bobby
Bobby Hoyne, Ty Detmer, Corey Detmer,
Jim McMahon,
Rodney P.
Y'all remember that bull Kemp and McPherson and all them dudes.
Calvin Cobb, like, come on, man. Like, let's not get it. Let's not be like that. Philadelphia fans. Like, we've been through a lot of pain and misery. It just hasn't been bad recently. It ain't been bad as DC and ain't been bad as Cleveland recently. But it's been some bad
football.
Bad years. Mike Mamula, like, not only did you trade up, the two people you gave them Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks to draft Mike Mamula. Like, it's been Danny Watkins, wasn't that the fireman, the 39-year-old fireman they drafted? Like, come on, bro. Y'all got to get off your high horse. Y'all got to get off that pedestal, because at the end of the day, the Eagles are still the Eagles, and it's done been some slim times, and done been some rough times in Philly.
Yeah, it's been some tough times, man. The Casey Matthews, we got the
You got Clay at home. That's what
Clay at home. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Ooh, Lord. And then DeMarco, we got Chip.
Yeah.
Chip took 3 of our best players in their prime
and traded him for a Checkers a 6 for $6 million from Checkers.
This makes me wonder: did the NFL make Jeff Lurie go hire him? Because that was just like
it was a very odd move.
And then you let him take Howie and move him to the completely other side of the building.
I don't even trust the man that we're advisor. So I know I wasn't getting ready. Like, no.
If he would have got a fourth year, if he oh my God, if he would have got a fourth, imagine if he got a fourth year, he was ready to give up on everything we had from Mariota.
Yeah.
He was going to trade the Phillies. He was like, look, I got 6 picks in the baseball team.
My man was about to if Chip would have gotten another year, the Eagles for sure wouldn't have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, the only positive things I'll say is he got us Darren Sproles, he got us Jink, he got us Ertz,
Lane Johnson,
Lane.
He did.
Lane. Yeah, he got us Lane. But I mean, I can't say other than that because those are key cogs in.
He also got a Pat Chung.
Patrick Chung, yeah, Pat Chung. Who's the other boy he got? Nah, he didn't get him, but I was about to be like, who is this? Damn. Who is that?
No, what's buddy name?
Byron Maxwell.
Byron Maxwell. That he said, do you know Julio had 10 catches for 189 yards against? He said, damn.
Yeah, man.
I couldn't think of his name. I call it Toastmaster. That boy was.
They turned that man into a meme so fast.
Yeah.
Like a little crackhead up there, didn't he?
That man had a Jerry curl and then like, you know how much you gotta get cooked to have a Jerry curl?
Jerry curl. He had a nice tight fro, and that thing was as loose.
Man,
yeah, that was rough.
It was rough. So yeah, you're right. Be thankful in 25 that you have seen. Like I tell my son, he turns 18 tomorrow, and I was like, in your lifetime of watching football, you've not really seen the Eagles be bad. Like the Eagles have at least been competitive, either in the playoffs, in the fight. You don't know what losing looks like as an Eagles fan, where all your friends who are so-called Cowboys fans can't talk nothing.
You know, when we was in school, it was a lot of 49er fans.
Right. And it's time, you notice now, right? They might chirp a little bit, but they don't talk like they used to when they were younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if people want to really tell the truth, the Eagles been better than all of them for the last 25, last 20 years.
Since 2000.
Yeah, it ain't been good to say you a Cowboy fan since HDTVs was invented. Yeah. Hey, when they had flip phones,
you ain't lying. You are not lying.
Look, man, look, they ain't been good. Oh my God, we ain't gonna go there this show, but
no, man. We'll do it next week. We're gonna have a lot to talk about regardless.
That's what you're saying. Be
thankful. Yes, I said I'm not gonna be in front of y'all too long, Saints. But at the end of the day, the message is thankful. Be thankful. Be grateful.
What they say? A word. You gave me a word, there, brother.
We not gonna act like we didn't suffer, bro. We not gonna act like we didn't suffer. Like,
but
the Vaughn Hebron days, like, come on, man. Like, the Vaughn Hebron days, man. I done see the James Thrash and Torrance Pinkston, Charles Johnson and Torrance Pinkston.
They gave 5, no receivers, but 1 year.
1 year. Like I'm saying, the Ricky Waters and Charlie Gardner, that was dope, but it wasn't successful. Like, it was cool, but it wasn't successful. Like, we done suffered. We done suffered a lot. And now
of the world and
Steve Jones, yeah, man. Look. Nate Brown. Nah, Brown, with my man. You know how bad you have to be at your job for the announcer whose job it is to know your name, to not know your name when you start. Nah, Brown. Nah, Reggie Brown. He was all right.
They try to make him a number one so bad, and
so bad. They wanted Reggie Brown to be a one so bad, but it's like we done suffered through so much, and now everybody's walking around on this pedestal, and I just want to smack them. Like I don't be listening to sports talk because they anger me. Because those dudes would be like, Phil from South Philly, you're on the air, and Phil's like, oh man, Jalen Hurts sucks, man. Like, and then he gives all these reasons why Jalen Hurts sucks. And I'm like, realistically, Jalen Hurts is going to go down as probably the greatest quarterback the Eagles have ever had.
And but I don't think it'll be close.
But it's not going to be close. It's not going to be close.
It's not going to be close.
It's not going to be close. But these dudes hate him.
Yeah. That's the thing that kills me, man. Like, I sit down on my couch on Sundays, whether it's at 4, because we barely get 1 o'clock games now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, either at 4:30 or 8:30 or 8 on Monday night. And I never think I could go through a whole 50-something minutes of a game and not think once the Eagles going to lose. Until the clock hit 0. And then even when they lose, that's the thing, even with me now, like you're in initial shock when they lose, but you don't even get mad.
Yeah. Just like that team obviously played a really, really good game. Like even like the Tampa Bay game was so disappointing, and like Tampa really Tampa bullied the bully, but the Eagles I don't think had that bully identity yet. But even Tampa came out, they didn't. But even with Tampa jumping up on them, and then Saquon breaks that run, and you're like, you're like, yo, if they can get a stop here, we right back in this game. Like, and then they had a penalty called, which the Eagles would have gotten the ball back if it wasn't for that penalty. But there's never been a point this season, to what you were saying, where it's like, oh man, like we done. Like even when the Ravens jumped up, I wasn't mad. I was just like, you know what?
They got 10.
You're welcome down.
Yeah. I don't ever feel like they're gonna lose. And even, like, you know, even when they lose, it's just like, all right. Like even with the Commanders game, I'm like, look, man, if my man could just kick the ball off better, it'd have been all right. But these are things you can fix. You just switched out Braden with Jake doing it. But still has to make field goals. But to kick off the ball, Jake can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're gonna get to what are your predictions for Sunday? I'm saying I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna say 30-17. That's what I believe. Like I think that the Packers are going to put together. I think they will put together their best effort, but I don't think as long as the Eagles do what they've been doing, they can put up whatever the best effort they can put up. I still don't think it'll be enough to beat them.
You said 30-17.
30-17 Philly.
Last game was 34-29. Jalen threw 2 picks. Both were easily what were you doing moments where that he hasn't had since then. So that gave them 2 extra possessions.
Right.
Love threw a pick. I'm trying to recount how they got the points. So they were up 6-0.
Yeah.
The Jaden Reed touchdown was a missed tackle, and like I said before,
CJ twice. CJ got that on.
Right, on CJ twice. Where I'm like, now that play doesn't happen because he knows where to be. Right. So let's just say the Christian Watson was an earned one. That was 2 yards, and then field goals. So that's 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. They got mostly field goals, and these are long field goals. These aren't like chip shots. So under 20, basically, we can agree to that. Well, I can agree to that, under 20 points. And the way our defense has been playing, we've been holding teams under that easy. I'll say, hold on, I'm coming. Don't mind me. Saquon 3 touchdowns, all in the red zone. AJ with the long pass. I'll say 27, 13.
What you think? What you saying, Marv?
I think last night I said 27-17, only because they're up and they give up that last touchdown just to let the Packers drive down. I believe the Eagles are double digit.
Those touchdowns, bro. I hate those. Like, I hate when we played Baltimore and Washington that first time. We gave up them touchdowns at the end. I hated those touchdowns. It makes the eye. It messes up your numbers statistically. They didn't have, like, Washington didn't have 18 or 19, whatever they had. They didn't have that. I don't care about none of that. That was against the Boo Boos. And the same thing with, Baltimore. But, yeah, so roughly.
I'm thinking 27-17, 30-17, somewhere around there. If Jake don't miss a field goal.
All
And
right.
even not even speaking that into existence.
Don't say that.
Jake Gary going to run. Jake Gary going to run. Jake Gary going to run.
Yeah.
Jalen going to run. We great start a 4-game win streak. Game win streak.
I mean, I still have faith in Jake just on the strength of we don't win that Super Bowl without Jake. Like the multiple games he bailed us out. And in the Super Bowl, I mean, we get the strip sack, we get the ball back. We don't score a touchdown, but that was a long field goal. What was the longest field goal or something not Super Bowl history, but like rookie something. He broke a record, and with confidence. I think a kicker is no different than a guy at the free throw line or Markelle Fultz with the yips. Like, you got to fix it. You just got to fix it. All right, you got to fix it.
Hopefully he get it out of the system. He got them all out of the system.
Yeah, you can tell when he misses those, he's even shocked. He's like, I did everything, bop bop bing, like I did everything I was supposed to do. So I mean, I don't worry about Jake, but I'm like you. I think 30 and in, I feel really good. Anything outside of that, I don't even want to risk it. Like,
exactly.
I don't want to risk it. Yeah, go for it. I don't want to risk it. And overall. I just read earlier, like we were talking, I'm reading little reports on my phone and stuff. I saw that Jordan Love, like, they won't show him practice with the media. They're not allowing people to see. So I don't think the elbow is an issue, but it ain't 100% healed. It isn't just a funny bone issue. They're not allowing people to see him. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This is a game I wish BG was playing. Because them old school jokers, they chopping at the arm. They're trying to, do all that extra stuff, man. I don't wish injury on the man, but brother,
let them know you're around.
brother,
let them know you're around. Hey.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir. But all right, fellas. We're gonna get back at this again. Hopefully, if we can fit one in, hopefully after a Eagles win. We might hop back on, Sunday, might set something up. But if not, it'll be next Thursday, the same time, 8:00. Let the folks know where they can find y'all on your socials. And we start off with Marv.
Swerve Griffin, Facebook. Black Jason Kelsey, Blue Sky. Black Jason Kelsey, Instagram. I'm around. I'm in these streets. You might see me in the streets, but you don't really know me.
You don't really know Swerve, man. You don't know him. You don't know.
Where can they find you at, Dorsey?
Oh man, look, I done took a hiatus in 2025. I'm gonna leave that up to the professionals. I'm gonna just relax and stay off of that, man. Look, my focus is on other things, but follow the brothers. And, the word will get back to us all. just support us.
Yes.
We know where we are and we know where it's going to be. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but appreciate everybody who tunes in for sure.
Yes. And this is because I feel like a podcast. Please like and subscribe to us on YouTube. That would be greatly appreciated. You can find me on Blue Sky at Imagine Life 2. I no longer have Twitter. I don't want it. I don't want nothing to do with Elon. I like where I'm at over here on Blue Sky. It's a cool spot. People just comment or people just conversing, relaxed, having fun. So you can reach me there at Imagine Life 2. You can also catch me on Facebook at Marcus Blackstock. That's my first and last name, so you can find me there. And good people, y'all stay safe. Prayers out to the folks in LA, man, that are going through the fires right now.
Yeah.
And the last thing I will say is make your mental health a priority. That is
absolutely
yes, sir.
important thing. All right, fellas, we out. Y'all, everybody else have a great evening. And we'll be back to y'all next Thursday at 8.
All right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right.